Hi, today we're going to be making this cool named snowflake using the xTool M1. So we're going to start off by making a text object. Click the text object and it's going to drop a text object on the screen. Over here in the editor, you can change the text. I'm going to go with Jasper, that's my son's name. I'm going to make a Christmas ornament for him. I'm going to pick a font to use. I like one called Freehand. It's a nice script font. They seem to work best for this kind of design. Once I've got the text object created, I'm going to zoom in and we're going to do a little work on it. I'm going to select it, copy it, and then paste it on top of itself. I'm going to align it, select both objects by dragging the mouse over, go to combine and say unite, and that creates it or turns it in from a text object to a regular object, and it takes away the seams between the letters. Now I like to position this off to the side of the screen so I can see what's going on. I use the circular array object. I'm going to change it from 8 to 6 because Snowflake has 6 points. And here's where you edit the x coordinate to space it apart. This is a little bit of a trial and error. So I try a couple different set numbers to space it to get it just where I want it to be. You can see as I'm typing it in now. And this x coordinate is relative to where the object is right at that moment. So it'll be different depending on where your object's placed on the screen. So I like how that looks. They're touching at the end of the letter. Kind of has a place to join in the center for the snowflake. Again, I'm going to select the whole object and I'm going to link it all together so it's all one object now. I'm going to click on the object and I'm going to rotate it 30 degrees. The reason why I'm rotating it 30 degrees is for a 6-pointed star on 360, it's 60 degrees per, and I want to put a second set of text here to kind of make the snowflake look a little bit more fuller. So I'm just going to go with the year 2022. I'm going to size that so I think it might look nice. I'm going to place that between the letters. I'm going to zoom out and move it to the side a little bit so when I pop up the circular array dialog I can see what it's doing off to the side here. So I select my 2022, I go to circular array. I'm going to change it again from 8 to 6. And now here I'm going to work with the x coordinate to get it to be where I want it to be. And this may be a little bit of trial and error for you to get it right the time when you do it. So that looks pretty good. Don't forget to click OK. Now I'm going to go in and manually move some of these just so that they're a little bit more where I want them to be. I'm zoom in, I can see that they're a little askew from where I want, and that's okay and easy to fix. First I try to rotate them all as one object. I see that I have a second copy of that there because I did the 6-point array. I'm going to click on each one, and using the cursor keys, I'm going to use the cursor keys, I'm going to go side to side, up and down to get it to be exactly where I want it to fit. So I want it to be touching just on top of the letters and the name with the 2022. I'm going to select the whole object. I'm going to pick Unite, and then again, it's going to turn it into one whole object. So the next step here is we're going to outline the object. So I select the whole object, and pick outline. By default, it's 2 millimeters around, and that looks pretty good. Don't forget to click OK again. I'm going to take that object while it's selected and change it to a cut. So you can see now the purple outline of my whole snowflake around the orange scored letters. So I'm going to set the settings that I want for the scoring. I did a sample of this and I liked it somewhere around 100% power and 100 millimeters per second. And on the cutout for the outside the letters, I'm going to change it to 100%, and I'm going to change it to 10 millimeters a second, and it's going to take 2 passes. Again, I got that setting from playing around and doing a sample. All right. Now the next thing I need to do is, because it's going to be a Christmas ornament, I need to put something for the hook to go through. So I'm going to go and create a circle using the insert tool. I'm going to draw a circle. I'm going to copy that circle because I want to do, oops, that's something else in my paste buffer. I'm going to copy that again, Control C, Control V to do a quick copy and paste, and I'm going to make a hole for the hook for the Christmas ornament to go through. I'm going to select the two of them, go to my combine tool, and this is time I'm going to use subtracted overlap, and that's going to give me the hole in the center of my object. Again, I've got that as a cut object. I'm going to put that right where I want it to fit on top of the letters. So again, it's a combination of using the mouse and the cursor keys to kind of align it exactly where I want it to go. Once I have that selected, I'm going to try to select the outline of my whole object with the outline cut of my object. Sometimes it's a little tricky to get that object, so you have to mouse over. Once you get it, go now to Combine, Unite. Now I have one whole object, change it back to cut, and I'll have to redo my settings again. So 100, 10, and 2 passes. And now my design's ready to go. So I may want to scale or size it a little bit to fit on top of my board. I'm using a 4-inch by 4-inch board here of a 3 millimeter. Don't forget to auto measure, because that will change how your design looks on the screen. So I hit auto measure. Once that's set, I'm going to align my object. I can select all, and I can use the mouse or I can use the cursor to move things. And I'm going to rotate it a little bit, try to see if I can find a better angle for how I want this to fit. See if I can get it a little bit bigger. Rotate it a little bit. Isn't quite right. So I'm going to play with it a little bit more to try to get that rotation just right. And when I've got that just right, I'm ready to process my object. I click Process and Start. And now I can head over to my machine and press the Action button to start. And off we go.